Oh, hey there. Let me ask you something. Are you someone who always has to be right, even when you are objectively proven wrong, and you just won't admit? Does anyone you know come to mind who always seems to be sitting on the edge and will burst into full on argument mode even at the slightest provocation? Does it often come as an unexpected turn of events when you find out that your partner is mad at you? Do you find yourself struggling to say and do the right things when you are put into uncomfortable, emotionally charged situations? Can you hold yourself accountable to what's going wrong in your life, or do you enjoy playing the blame game? When emotions and feelings get way too high, are you often the first one to leave the building? If you are finding a reflection of yourself or someone you may know in these scenarios, then you or they may be struggling with low emotional quotient or low emotional intelligence. Tomato, tomato. Okay, so the first things first. What is emotional intelligence? Strong emotional intelligence means that you are able to consider other people's perspectives, their experiences, and emotions, as well as you have the capacity to do the same for yourself. And you can use this information to explain clearly why people act and behave the way that they do. And some experts argue that EQ is more important than IQ when it comes to determining success in life. According to an eminent American psychologist, Daniel Goleman, who helped popularize the term emotional intelligence, there are 5 elements to it, starting with self awareness. So, this means that you always know how you feel, how your emotions and actions affect people around you. This ability to monitor your own emotional reactions is the basic requirement for emotional intelligence. Then comes self regulation. This means that you are able to keep a check on your emotional responses and you don't verbally attack people when they piss you off. You do not make rushed decisions in the heat of the moment. You don't generalize and stereotype people. Self regulation is particularly important because understanding and being aware of your emotions is great, but if you cannot make use of this information, then what's even the point of it all? The third element on the list is self motivation. This means that you have a high work ethic. You choose to maintain high standards in your work and professional life. Since you understand that time and energy are finite resources, you do not give in to temptations and impulses that easily. And because you have such a clear vision of your time and efforts in life, if something does not align with the big picture, then you just don't spend your energy on it. The fourth element is empathy, which just means that you have the ability to place yourself in someone else's shoes. People who have high levels of empathy have a keen sense of picking up on body language cues. They know how to respond to people's feeling states as opposed to simply reacting to their actions. I have a whole video on helping you understand body language, and I would highly recommend you that you watch it right after this one. And the last element on the list is social skills. If you have higher emotional intelligence, then that means that you have cultivated communication skills, both verbal and non-verbal. You are a great conversationalist, which just means that you have the ability to talk easily with just about anybody you come across, from a superior, intimidating authority figure to a slightly less intimidating sanitary worker. You know how to carry a conversation. Emotions play a very big role in our lives, whether or not we pay attention to them or pay way too much attention to them. If you want to improve your relationship with your emotions, I would suggest that you start with your ability to perceive your own emotional states correctly. And by correctly, I mean using the right labels that help you differentiate between different emotions. This is the first step, and it is arguably the most crucial one. Because if you can't understand what you are feeling, then you are going to have a very hard time trying to understand other people's feelings. And once you have a good handle on this, you can move on to reasoning, understanding, and managing emotions. I can make a whole dedicated video on how to work with emotions, and you can leave it down in the comment section if you want to learn more about it. There has been a debate about it whether or not emotional intelligence can be learned or it has to be inborn. However, if you ask me, I think it is something that can be strengthened through conscious and deliberate effort. And to start you off on this self exploration journey, I am going to leave a link down below which will help you test your own emotional intelligence and see where you stand. And as always, I will see you in the next one.